Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action. We are back with a Blu-ray and DVD collection update for the month of October 2022. Quite a pile here, so let's get into it. We'll quickly burn through the DVDs at the front. There's only a handful, all from dollar stores or cheap eBay pickups. Nothing too exciting. The first one here is Chinatown Connection. Look at this. It's got Bruce Lee, a fake Bruce Lee, and Lee Majors 2. Wow. This is going to be craptacular. This was from Vinnie's during a sale, so it was like a couple of bucks. Art Camacho is in this as well. Wow. Directed by Jean-Paul Ouellet. I don't know who that is, but anyway. Just take a look at that cover. I mean, it's total like 1990 video store, aesthetic. It's brilliant. Out on Flashback. Poisoned cocaine is being sold on the streets of Chinatown. Two renegade cops decide to hunt the culprits down. I presume that's these two. Their methods of attack result in a number of savage reprisals, which ultimately ends in a violent showdown. Survival is the only thing that matters. Man, I mean, this speaks to me. It's a cheap flashback entertainment DVD. It's gonna look slightly better than VHS, but there won't be any other options. Chinatown Connection. I'm sure I'm in for a good time there. The next one, I don't know why I was missing this. Well, firstly, I don't know why I was missing it. And secondly, I didn't realize we had an Australian DVD. Some Sirio Santiago hole fillers, one-man army with Jerry Trimble. Look at that kick. That's a very Van Damme looking kick, isn't it? Amazing. In this war, he's all we need. I'm sure he's not. Anyway, there's the back. Brilliant. And I'll pop this one in. This is very much, again, a Payless Entertainment VHS-esque looking release. Again, there's no better. You can't get anamorphic widescreen HD remastered one-man army. It doesn't exist. Not even the Germans have done it. In this war, he's all we need. Kickboxing champ Jerry Golden Boy Trimble plays a straight shooting man caught up in the politics of a crooked little town. To get to the truth about his grandfather's death, he must first kick out the criminals, including the sheriff, effectively putting an end to their illegal smuggling, gambling, and prostituting rings. Prostituting? But the worst crime of all turns out to be in his very own backyard. Sounds a bit like a Walking Tall kind of scenario. Yep, there we go. It'll be fun. Might look like arse, but it'll be fun. So yeah, it doesn't even say Sirio anywhere on here. Nowhere on here does it mention the director. They really should have. Big writing at the top. Sirio Santiago, craptacular explosive action film, something like that. Would have sold it to more people. This one came out at JB Hi-Fi 3 months ago. Like it's a new release, and I looked at it and went, man, that looks pretty bad. I'll get it at some point. When it's in a sale, I'll get it and it'll be fun. I didn't even have to wait for that. I walked into the charity store, into the Vinnies. Somebody's obviously bought it, watched it, and went, I'm done, and donated it already. Talk about War Hunt. Look at that. War Hunt with a very, very aesthetically photoshopped Mickey Rourke there. I'm sure he looks far worse in person. He's got an eye patch though. We have Robert Nepper and Jackson Rathbone. You think it's going to be Nazi zombies or something because that kind of look, and it's got this thing going on there. No! Apparently it's dragons and shit. So, war can be hell. Exciting action horror hybrid that should please both fans. That's from bulletproofaction.com. They're a good site. 1945, when a US military cargo plane crashes behind enemy lines in the German Black Forest, ruthless Major Johnson sends a squad of his bravest soldiers on a mission to retrieve top secret material the plane was carrying. The soldiers venture deep into the forest to find the crash site when they discover hanged German soldiers bearing ancient magical symbols. They begin to suspect they are being hunted by a different enemy. Fighting for their sanity and struggling to survive, they must uncover the shocking truth behind the crash, etc., etc. Jackson Rathbone is from Twilight, apparently. Not a thing I would know. And Robert Nepper is from Prison Break, TV series, again, I have never seen. But yeah, I've seen another cover of this. It's clearly got a dragon on it, so I'm expecting to see some dragons. But yeah, Nazis, and that's about people being hanged, so I mean, dragons don't do that. whatever. It's a supernatural Nazi thing. If it's got zombies, that's a win. I don't think it does. It's got strong horror themes and violence, and it's got Mickey Rourke, who's starting to look like his own trousers. Next up, we've got this. I did not know even existed on DVD, let alone Australian DVD, and it showed up on local eBay. And I've never seen this, and I needed it because Cynthia Rothrock, Fast Getaway 2. Now, I've not seen either Fast Getaway films. The first one apparently is, quite decent, and it's got the Corey Haim cover, and it looks a bit like that, which is just utterly ridiculous. And I think that's got Cynthia as well. This one definitely does because she's on the cover there, and Leo Rossi. But Cynthia is not on this cover. This is very much reimagined to look like a Fast and the Furious or something kind of thing. Given that this DVD came out probably about 05. Most of these real DVDs, Nth Dimension, like it's the same company or there's a relation there, seem to be all about 2005. Ninth Dimension, they have an N in their logo. But anyway, Corey Haim, Lost Boys, teams up with martial arts queen Cynthia Rothrock. Is she even on the back here? That's not... I can't even see her on here. That is definitely not her. Surely that's not her. It doesn't look a thing like her. Anyway. Fast-paced action comedy, sure to keep your heart racing. Generic. Reformed bank robber Nelson Potter, that's Haim, has abandoned his life of crime to begin a brand new life by starting a bank insurance business with his girlfriend. Femme fatale Lily, that's Rothrock, creates problems for Nelson by falsely placing his fingerprints at the crime scene. With his father Sam, Leo Rossi, just out of prison, Nelson and his dad decide to take on the mysterious woman and try to clear his name. No matter how things turn out, Sam and Nelson will no doubt be making another fast getaway. Get it? I mean, is that her? I don't think it is. Maybe with a black wig, I just can't tell, but I don't think it's her. Anyway, there you go, DVD. This came new and sealed, so I was pretty happy to get it. Pretty challenging one to find. It's just a full screen release. Not sure what other DVDs there are worldwide of this. There's maybe a US one, I don't know. There you go, Fast Getaway 2. Should watch the first one first. And here's another one. That's another brand new film that somebody clearly didn't like or said I'll only watch it once and dumped it at the charity shop. This is, I've seen posters around, I've seen the covers around, it looked interesting. And again, we didn't get any Blu-ray in Australia for some reason. We're really going backwards and getting DVDs only for so many things. Very sad, very sad. This is Sandra Oh and Uma, which I think is Korean for mother. It's a supernatural thingy, supernatural horror. It is English language, I believe, but is starring Korean actress Uma, which is the Korean word for mother. Follows Amanda, Sandra Oh, and her daughter Five-L. Her daughter Five-L Stewart. Favell? Whatever. 5 L's. Living a quiet life on an American farm. When the remains of her estranged mother arrive from Korea, Amanda becomes haunted by the fear of turning into her own mother. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to get from this. It seems interesting. It's got Raimi's name on it. I think he's, Raimi Productions. Is that anything to do with Sam Raimi? Probably. Yeah, produced by Sam Raimi. It's right there in the black and white. So there you go. Produced by Sam Raimi. And again, I mean, they could have put Sam Raimi all over the cover just to get you in, but I've got to go to the tiny print on the back there to find his name. A little bit silly. So yeah, I don't know anything about it. It's on that Stage 6, which is a Sony... I think it's like an independent movie house for Sony films, Stage 6. I've got plenty of stuff. They did mainly action films, so yeah, to get a horror, that's interesting. There you go. Uma, if you've seen it, let me know what you think. The next two were borderline upgrades for me. I initially put them in the, really? Do I really need to? The Shout Factory Blu-ray was fine. Do I actually have to bother with? Of course I do. These two films particularly, really good. And I do have it on good authority that there is noticeable improvement. It may not be light and day, but it is improvement. So look, they can have my money again. First one here is Without Warning with Jack Palance and Martin Landau. What a great combination. This is a really great one. 1980 on the nose. Shout Factory did this as one of their very first Blu-rays. So, okay, I can go and tell myself I can upgrade now. Whatever. It is a bit funny to me still that I'm upgrading Blu-rays with Blu-rays, but I'm not aboard the 4K train. I am quite happy to upgrade and hopefully just stop here, because once you get, brand new 2K master, brand new 4K master from people like Kino or people like Vinegar Syndrome, there's nowhere else to go. Once you're there, you're there. So, reading from the back on this one, from Graydon Clark, legendary cult director of Satan's Cheerleaders, Angels Brigade, The Return, that's a good film, Wacko and Joysticks, that's a very silly film, Final Justice and Uninvited come the ultimate in extraterrestrial terror. Without Warning, it's an alien. It preys on human fear, it feeds on human flesh, it comes with flying, blood-sucking jellyfish. And it's here, a group of teenagers, a grizzled hunter, a crazy war veteran, wage a life and death battle against this insidious invader. It's a really good one. Nice poster there. That's more like the Shout artwork. Get the damn slip back in. So yeah, there you go. Slip life and all that. Nice upgrade. It does look better. Anything extra in here? I should read some of the extras. There's plenty of extras. Audio commentary from the producer-director. Greg and Sandy's Alien Adventure. Interviews with actors Tara Nutter and Christopher S. Nelson. Independence Day. Spelt Independence. Haha. Interview with cinematographer Dean Cundy. Producers vs. Aliens. Interview with co-writer producer Daniel Grodnick. Hunter's Blood, interview with special makeup effects creator Greg Canom. I thought I was going to say Cannon for a second there. Trailers from Hell with Mike Mendez. I don't know what Trailers from Hell is. Interesting. Is that some kind of featurette of trailers? Well, that could be interesting. So there you go, Without Warning. And the next one that was I even saw screenshots of this. Your friend and mine, Extra the Mutilator. I told him I was thinking about it. He had it. He said it looked great. He even sent me photos comparing his old Blu-ray to the new Blu-ray. And even then I looked at it and went, there's not much in it, is there? He said it looks good in motion, so whatever. Planet of the Vampires. It was his attempt at trying to stop me from upgrading. It didn't work. Didn't work for him. He upgraded, and here I am again. It's Mario Bava. I'm fine. I will upgrade. Beautiful cover on this one too. That's the old artwork from the Scorpion releasing, I think, did the old one. Yeah, and look, it's proto-Alien. I mean, that's what everyone's always said about this film. It's pretty much the plot of Alien, but it is 1965 and Italy and Mario Bava. It's, got gothic touches to it. It's got late 50s to 60s sort of campy sci-fi going on. It's got big beehive hair. Look, it's a good fun movie, this one. Full-blooded horror from the maestro of the macabre, Mario Bava. Yeah, I like this one. You've all probably seen it at this point. Audio commentary by Kim Newman. I like Kim Newman. His stuff is good. And by another one by Mario Bava biographer Tim Lucas. Music score highlights. Original Italian opening credit sequence. That's cool. Trailers from Hell with Joe Dante. Trailers from Hell with Josh Olsen. So this Trailers from Hell seems to be a series across multiple Kino releases, I guess. I should find out. I haven't put it in yet. There you go. Planet of the Vampires. Nice upgrade. This one I also got from my buddy when I bought Assassination. He was selling this. He didn't want it anymore. Wasn't originally on my list, but hey, look, it's a Roger Corman, and it's a sci-fi, and I've not seen it. This is X, The Man with the X-Ray Eyes. It looks up my alley. It really does. 1963. Look at this. That's fantastic. X-ray eyes, dare to look into the eyes of madness. Fantastic tale of heart-pounding suspense, harrowing and terrifying sci-fi shocker that will fascinate horror film fans. Starring Ray Milland from Premature Burial, good movie, charts the startling transformation of a doctor so blinded by ambition he dares to glimpse into eternity. Where the brilliant Dr. Xavier concocts a serum to improve human sight, he stumbles upon a formula for X-ray vision. Inspired by its awesome medical potential but shunned by his short-sighted colleagues. Short-sighted. X-ray vision. I appreciate that pun, good sir. He stumbles upon a formula for X-ray vision. Inspired by his awesome blah 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 blah. Doctor tests the potion on himself only to discover that his ability to see through walls, clothing and flesh is solely eclipsed by an insatiable desire to look still further, even if it means seeing more than any mortal can bear. Well, that sounds amazing. And yes, actually directed by Roger Corman. Brilliant. I'm looking forward to this one. I should have got it on release, but here we are. I got it for a very good price. I think this one is still in print, so there you go. X, the man with the X-ray eyes. This one, I believe, has just gone out of print, so when I did my deep discount order, I threw it in there. I was going to get it for a long time, then I saw the trailer and went, that looks pretty goofy. But look, it's Fred Olen Ray. Yeah, it's Star Slammer. Look at this. Look at this. Untamed, uncaged, unleashed in space. Fred Olen Ray, Star Slammer. Ross Hagen, Sandry Brooke, and Aldo Ray, and John Carradine. What a cast. Remastered in HD, untamed, uncaged, unleashed in space, far into the future. War rages on a distant, desolate planet. Tora, that's Sandy Brooke, a voluptuous Amazonian beauty, finds herself mounting a battle against the forces of evil when she tangles with Bantor. Ross Hagen, a sadistic government official. Soon she is sentenced to hard labor on the prison ship, the Star Slammer. What a great name for a prison ship. And must prove herself to her young female cellmates before earning their respect and leading them into a daring prison break. With every turn, Tora faces new dangers as she must outwit the sex-starved warden, out-tough the tyrannical trustee, and battle Jagger rats, astro zombies, and alien monsters. I mean, look, it was going to happen. 1986, Fred Olen Ray. I was going to get there at some point. And I got a booklet in this one. Let's take a look at that booklet. Possibly just some of their other releases. KL Studio Classics. Oh yeah, there you go. There's some nice poster art there. Very cool. Lots of things that you can, or at least you could get. It is an older release, so some of that stuff might be out of print now. You do have to pay attention to Kino, and they do usually announce it. They say, we've lost the rights to these movies. Go, go, go. So you can go get them then. And yeah, Star Slammer, I'm pretty sure, is one of those. So if you see it in a shop, get it now. This one, I don't know what happened with this. Amazon Australia is where I have to buy 80% of my things because for the longest time it was the only Amazon that shipped to us. That has now changed, so options have opened up. When this came out, for some reason it never listed on Amazon Australia. It just never happened. There was no listings. I don't know what actually happened. It just slipped through time, perhaps the time travelers. Now I've got it. I had to go through deep discount to get it. It's still not on Amazon. I just chucked it in with all the Kinos. Time Travel. I really wanted to see this one for quite some time. I really liked all the other ones that Scorpion and Kino had been putting out. So the 60s, late 50s and the 60s sci-fi films. They've all been fun. Like Angry Red Planet, that kind of stuff. All good fun. This one is from 1964. It is at Orion Pictures. Scientists step through a time portal and travel 107 years into the future. They find a barren underground post-nuclear war where a handful of normal humans, that's in quotes, are being attacked by mutants. Preston Foster, Philip Carey, Mary Anders, Steve Franken, and Dennis Patrick star in the sci-fi classic. Watch this thrilling adventure from a brand new 2022 K-Scan. So yeah, I mean, it's 2 years old now, but I've never been able to get a copy of it. Has an original trailer, that's all you get. But I'm really keen to see this one. And again, this is an upgrade from I think it was one of those Shout 4-movie sci-fi things. They did these sci-fi and horror, very, very cheap 4-movie packs on one DVD. Some of the prints were great, some of the prints were old. They all looked fine. But they're very heavily compressed. 4 movies on one DVD, there's only so much you could do. It was an interesting set of releases for them, but gave me the taste for a lot of these films, and one of those particular sets I have now finished upgrading with this Blu-ray. Happy about that. And the last from this pile is, and this is a movie that, again, I should have seen this kind of thing in the 80s. I grew up watching all your Flight of the Navigator, and then into your more teen, young adult ones like War Games. War Games particularly is one that I loved, and I have it under good authority that this film is for the fan of War Games, that style of 80s big adventure of sort of teenagers getting thrust into adult situations, space camp. Yeah, I've never seen this one. I know a lot of you probably have, but I watched the trailer for it and went, that is me all over. This is me. I should have watched this 1986. I mean, this is the kind of thing I wouldn't have watched it in the 80s, but I would have watched it in like 1991. and rewatched it a million times. I should have seen this on TV or rented a tape. Didn't happen. The stars belong to a new generation. Zero gravity meets zero fear in this cosmic comedy adventure. It doesn't look very comedy when you look at the trailer. About a summer camp where regular kids check in and real astronauts check out. Catherine, that's Leah Thompson from Back to the Future trilogy. Tish, Kelly Preston from Mischief. Max, Joaquin Phoenix. Rudy, Larry B. Scott from Revenge of the Nerds. And Kevin Tate Donovan from Memphis Belle. Lots of names from that era, all thrown into this like collection of people here. It's amazing, so good. Bright but incorrigible high school students spending their summer at NASA space camp. Frightening miscommunication occurs during a space shuttle training mission. The teens and their astronaut instructor Kate Capshaw from Indiana Jones Temple of Doom are accidentally launched into orbit. Can the young team of unlikely heroes work together to survive outer space adventure of a lifetime? It's got me all over it. I will guarantee you I'm going to like this film. Yeah. Who knows why I didn't see it? Maybe it didn't get very, appreciation down here. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Space Camp. On to the next pile, and we start off with a few that I got from DeadEndDVD, who was having a bit of a sale, which was good. So I got a few things that I wanted to get only when they were really cheap, and a few things that I just thought, well, I should have gotten that when it came out, but I'll get them cheaper, why not? I'm going to start off with the recent Ronin Flicks reissue of I Spit on Your Grave. I love this film. I mean, it's horrible, but it's a classic of the subgenre. And I had the Australian Blu-ray that came with the remake, which is crap, and then I had the sequels of the remake, which are crap. Anyway, and you can also get this Ronin Flicks one with the recent remake or recent sequel. It's called I Spit on Your Grave Redux, and it goes for like 27 hours. And it is unanimously been described as a terrible film. Didn't want anything to do with that. I just wanted the original film. And yeah, local mob, DeadEndDVD, got in this copy, which is the Ronin Flicks. Just the original film, nicely remastered, original poster art. It's all I wanted. I've got it. Thank you. I Spit in Your Grave. Yeah, so yeah, it's never looked this good, and which is a thing to say about such a grimy film. The film that kind of spawned at least the popularity of sort of the rape revenge film. This woman has chopped, crippled, and mutilated 4 men beyond recognition. No jury in America would ever convict her. I mean, you can't say that line without saying it the way it says it in the trailer. It's not a film for everybody, but I really, really like this one. I really do. Camille Keaton gets her revenge in this film, and yeah, it's a wonderful new transfer. So really happy to get this one. And we had them down to, what was this, like 15 Australian dollars or something, maybe 20. Either way, super, super cheap. So I was very happy to get this one. I Spit on Your Grave. Again, this one's on Ronin Flicks, which is sort of, I never quite worked it out. Scorpion Releasing and Ronin Flicks seem to be pretty tied together. The discs look very similar in terms of the layouts on the back. A lot of the stock was from the same Scorpion stuff. Cliff McMillan's doing Blu-ray production of the thing. I'm not really sure what the relationship is there. It does have the Ronin logo and not Scorpion logo. So anyway, I Spit on Your Grave. Next one. I was waiting for this one to just show up cheap one day as well. And it did show up cheap on Amazon Australia. It actually got into the like $30 mark or $29. I'm like, I should get that soon. And then he had it for $15. Okay, now's the time. Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Look at that. Great stuff out of Indicator. A Hammer film from 1964. Never seen this one before, and I like to get all my Hammer films of the horror type. I'm not so much into the adventure-y type ones they did, or some of the more drama, thriller type things they did. Their horror films, particularly the gothic horror films. Yep, big fan of that. So half bone, half bandage, all blood-curdling horror. Very, very cool. Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, Terrace Morgan, Ronald Howard, Fred Clark. It's got a truckload of extras here. Blood and bandages inside the Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Analysis of the film by Hammer expert Jonathan Rigby and cultural historian John Johnson. Hammer's women, Jean, Jean. Like, what? It even says women, and I'm going Jean. Hammer's women, Jean Roland. God damn. Film expert Kat Ellinger offers an appreciation of the Burmese-born actor's short career. Interview with the actor Michael McStay. British film and television star looks back at his time working for Hammer. More interviews, just trailers, image galleries, just all kinds of stuff. Just so many things. The Super 8 version of the film. That'd be fun. There you go. So yeah, happy to get this one. Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Alright, the next cheapie I got from DeadEndDVD. I know that Australia just had a Blu-ray of this one. Look, I could have got that, but this was there, and I trust Severin to do it just as well. Turkey Shoot. It's a classic. It's one of the best Ozploitation films. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get this one. I kind of do. The first Blu-ray of this film that I was aware of was the Australian disc of the remake. Yeah, they remade this film. It's atrocious. And as a bonus disc, or at least a bonus film on the main disc, I think, was the original. And it looked fine, and I had it on the shelf, and I just looked at it and was like, well, that's, you know, I've got it for the original, not the remake. But it even had a terrible cover, and I wanted it gone, to be honest. So, yes, I got the Severin version. What else can I say? 1981, it's got Steve Rail's back, it's got Olivia Hussey, it's got Michael Craig, Roger Ward, John Lay, music by Brian May, which is always a bit of a laugh in this one. Edited by Alan Lake and directed by Brian Trenchard Smith, which is, you know, just gold right there, Aussie gold right there. I don't need to say much more. It's Turkey Shoot. It's the Severin version. It's going to look great. And these two, okay. In hindsight, I wish that I bought the fancy box set from Severin. I don't know why I didn't. I mean, I sort of do. I saw the box and I saw the words and I thought, oh no, that's that film. That's a la-di-da X-rated movie. No, I'm not that interested in that. I should have dug into it more, because what I thought was that film was not. It is the Italian knockoffs of that film. I am talking about Caligula, The Untold Story. When I saw the box and the way it was laid out, I just thought, oh, this is, you know, Caligula, the Tinto Brass movie. I'm not that interested in that. Yeah. I should have known better. It's Severin. This is the Joe D'Amato version. I don't know why I did. I don't know. I should have looked into it, but whatever. I didn't get the fancy box with the fancy coin, but I did get these for an excellent price. So Caligula, The Untold Story. You will never look at horses the same way again. That's the best way to summarize this film. What a grotty, slimy movie this was, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, it comes with two cuts. You get the English language version, and you get the... Can I show that back? Oh, thank Christ I can show the back. And you get the Italian language version. Now, by default, it loads up with the English language version, and I was feeling lazy that night, so I watched that one. And yeah, it's pretty full on, but the scenes you may have heard about are actually just trimmed down or implied. I don't want to quite say cut. It's kind of like Thriller. You've got Thriller, and then you've got Thriller. Well, you've sort of got Untold Story, and then you've got you got horses. So the English language one is slimy and horrible, but the dubbing is often quite funny, and I think it moves better. Like it goes at a faster pace. But it did get better of me. At the end of the film, I went, that was really good. Let's chuck on the Italian version. I just skipped into the orgy scene in the middle. Whew. Damn. Mate, I felt very, very, very dirty after watching that extended scene, which, it's got midgets. It's got everything. You know, it's got everything, and it is completely and utterly X-rated, and would never pass any kind of rating in this country. So I guess I'm holding something illegal. But whatever. The English language, I prefer the English language version. It seemed to work better in English. I think the lips actually got kind of, matched more often than not in English, and the extra stuff is purely just X-rated. So whatever. Caligula, Untold Story, you get the movie. Friggin' soundtrack, because I needed that. Nice little postcard. Yeah, Joe D'Amato delivering the goods. And if Joe D'Amato is going to do you something slimy, who's going to make it even better? The answer is Bruno Mattei, and that was the real reason I'm like, oh, now I have to get this, because I'm essentially a Mattei completist at this point. Caligula and Messalina. I haven't put this one on yet. Can I just about get away with showing that? Just enough covered. Whew. I have it on good authority again that this one is even worse than Joe D'Amato's. So we will see how we go with this one. Way beyond the Eurotrash norm. Rampant with orgies, a threesome with a dwarf, and sex stolen from Borowski's The Beast. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Worldwide premiere on Blu-ray. One of his earliest entries in the subgenre, Italio filth veteran Bruno Mattei from The Other Hell sets Caligsploitation standard for informative history, raid the peplum props ingenuity, jaw-dropping depictions of ancient Roman depravity. When the deranged emperor, Vladimir Brajovic of the Story of O, falls for an insatiable gladiatrix, Betty Rowland of Mattei's own Caligula reincarnated as Nero, one I don't have, their reign will launch a mind-bending bacchanal of torture, sodomy, incest, castration, borrowed footage, and aroused livestock. Oh, Jesus. What am I doing with my life? Plenty sleazy. It's as historically accurate as an exploitation film can be, while still assaulting us with as much exploitation as possible. It's going to be a great old grand time, this one. Caligula and Messalina. There's the blue, another friggin' soundtrack. I mean, golden age. Whoops, I showed boobs. Hopefully that didn't come across. But anyway, amazing. So that's the stuff from the sale, and now I've got some more Severin. I just got there, I think it might have been 2 batches ago. I think it was. Can't remember exactly. They put out so many good things, and I just thought, oh look, let's buy the bundle, shall we? It seemed a way to get one of the films that I wasn't entirely sure was going to get a wide release. Turns out it got one, but just much later. And as well as getting the bundle, I chucked this one as well because it was just so cheap. I'm not sure if there was a sale on or something, but look, I chucked it in. I did get it at the time that it came out. It is Jack the Ripper. This is the, what year is this? 1959 version of Jack the Ripper. And as well as that, I don't know why it's a separate release, you get this edition, but for $5 extra you can buy the Euro edition of the film. It comes with a little slip thing. Yeah, I'm not too sure why this is just not one package. Maybe they did this later. I don't really know the full story with that. But obviously you can't buy this retail, so if you want to get it, you've got to go to Severin and pay the extra $5 and chuck it in your order. But yeah, Jack the Ripper. One fun ride through the bloody streets of the past. 2 complete versions of the infamous serial killer shocker from Joseph E. Levine, grisly UK thriller on unleashed American moviegoers in 1959. When the audiences were horrified by the film's startling violence, graphic nudity, and bloody Technicolor climax, it became one of his notorious failures. Today, it is a notorious UK. In its notorious UK cut and the American version, with a brassy new score, it remains amongst the underappreciated and provocative shockers of its time. Yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. Some really good looking shots down there, and it does look pretty grisly. So that's this edition, complete UK and US versions, and this one is a European release version that's in French with English subtitles. So there you go, 3 different cuts of the film. And do you know what really annoys me? This is one of those things. It just kind of annoys me. You go, oh, I'll put that in here. Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll clip it in like that. No, you can't. You cannot. Why do they do this to me? Jack the Ripper. Okay, onto the bundle. Finally, we have a Blu-ray of Faceless. Yes, Franco's Faceless. Probably the Franco I like the most. It's definitely his most, I don't want to say traditional film or anything like that. It's definitely his most complete work, I suppose, and a most accessible film. Maybe we can say that. It's a great one. It's quite grisly. American Blu-ray premiere. They did a 4K release as well with a slip. What I did like about Severin, which Vinegar Syndrome don't give you this option, is that if you don't want the 4K, you could just buy the Blu-ray edition. So I did. And I didn't really like the slipcover on the 4K anyway. This was much better, so works out. It's much cheaper. Yeah, 1988, big budget Euro sleaze classic inspired by Eyes Without a Face, Jess Franco. Very cool. It's got an absolute truckload of things on here. Audio commentary with director Jess Franco and actress Lena Romay. More in an interview with Bridget Lahey. Kim Newman interview. Just there's so many things here. Archival interviews, modern interviews. Interview with Stephen Thrower. Man, they've got the entire cast of Video Nasties in here. Amazing. Really cool. Nice release. Is it going to reverse? No. So this is the cheaper Blu-ray. Probably a wide release too. So there you go. Faceless. Thrilled to have that one on Blu-ray. Blood Hunt. Or what's listed here? La Noche de la Ira. And I really like the slip on this one. I did not like the normal cover. So this was another reason to go bundle, so I could get or go direct, so I could get the slip, because I don't think the slip is wide. Peckinpah influence is evident. It's like a hyperbolic version of The Most Dangerous Game with a generous dose of sordid 70s American rural terror films. Wow. Yeah, I have not seen this whatsoever. I don't know anything about this one. It just kind of read to be pretty cool. Mature approach to exploitation. And it is, for 2K scan from the original negative for the first time ever in America. 1985, director Javier Elorrieta fused the brutal realism of the Quinqui genre. I don't know what the Quinqui genre is. With American-style rural revenge to create one of Spain's most significant shockers of the decade. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking this one out. 1985. A very nice slip on it too. There you go. But this was the reason I got the bundle, because I really wanted to see this for the longest time. It's not had any proper release. I think maybe in the last couple of years there was a DVD, maybe from Italy, but I'm not entirely sure. Nothing that was easy to get anyway. And before that, it was just obscure. I don't know of any VHS. It was just obscure. This is Libido. Incredibly early Giallo, this one. Proto Giallo. What year was this? This was 1965, so this is before your Barbers. I really enjoyed it. It was one of the first things I put on when it showed up. It's a bit of a mind Giallo, like a bit of a, is it all happening? Is it all in this person's head? Kind of head case kind of cinema. I thought this one was great. There's the other artwork. I've seen this artwork around before. Maybe that's from the poster. So highly influential Giallo by Ernesto Gastaldi, screenwriter of classics that include. He's written more than he directed. He's only directed like 2 films, and this is the only one I think you can get. But he's written So Sweet, So Perverse, Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward, All the Colors of the Dark, and Torso. So that's just ticking off all the Giallo classics. They're all great. But this was his directorial debut, and I don't think there's. I think there might be one other film, like maybe from memory. Small boy witnesses his father kill a woman during an S&M session. He grows into a disturbed young man, tormented by the images of violence, perversion, madness, and murder. Dominique Bosquero from Who Saw Her Die, Luciano Pigozzi from Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory, Gastaldi's beloved wife, muse, co-writer Mary Marrell, Screams in the Night, co-star in this Freudian gothic freakout. That's a good way to describe this. In a new 2K scan, I mean, you could have released anything and it would have been better than what we had, which was nothing. I really enjoyed it. Libido, and yeah, it does actually have a wide release coming out in maybe a month, I think. And the images I've seen show it has the slip, so I don't know, if you don't want to risk it and you would guaranteed to get the slip, then go to Severin right now. But yeah, Libido, very, very good. And this one also in the bundle, but I don't know this film at all. It just looked cool. Female Executioner. They've left the title off the cover on this one. You got to go underneath the slip to get reverse cover here, which is L'Executrice. I can't do French. Whatever. French film. English language home video premiere. Starring Bridget Lahey, who was in the previous film we talked about. It was Faceless, I think it was. Who was a legendary XXX performer, launching her mainstream acting career and became a French cultural icon with this 1986 Parisian exploitation hit. She plays Detective Martine Savignon, a tough vice cop specializes in busting the most extreme pornographers. When a porno queen pin snatches her kid sister for revenge, Martine will take a city full of pimps, pushers, human traffickers, Chinese mob, and every man she can. It's going to be good. This is going to be good. She's going to be taking down the man. It's going to be like Death Wish, but French and female. That's what I'm going to get. Female executioner. If you've seen it, let me know. Onto the Mondos. Got some Mondos here. I got the whole bundle. Because I don't know any of the films, so they just all looked interesting. The Horrible Sexy Vampire, which is a horrible on the spine. There you go. Nice slip on this one. Great cover. This cover underneath is just fantastic. I prefer that honestly over the slip. It's beautiful artwork on that. And you get an absolute monster book and lobby cards, and you get so much extra stuff when you get the red case editions. And I've got to tell you, you can't muck around anymore with these things. The last lots, they sold out, I think, the bundle within about 4 hours. They're getting some serious numbers behind them now. So yeah, props to Mondo, who's really getting some sales. This is number 350 of 1200 I got of this edition. 1971 film. Series of murders has been committed. Both men and women are victims of a mystery assassin. The police think it is the work of a serial killer. The coroner is not so sure that it is that simple. He has been studying the case and has discovered for nearly 100 years in the same district people have been killed in the same way and according to a very distinct time pattern. Interesting sounding film, and a few people have told me it is quite a good one. So yeah, keen to check this one out. 4K transfer from 35mm materials. Digitally restored, etc, etc. It is in Spanish with English subs. Horrible Sexy Vampire. Very nice. Looking forward to checking that one out. This one here is The Other Side of the Mirror. I reversed the cover on this one. Again, Spanish. Al otro lado del espejo. I thought that cover was cool. I didn't really like the one that came with it. Other Side of the Mirror. This is Jess Franco again. So yeah, Anna, a young songwriter, piano player, lives alone with her father in a large house on an island of Madeira. She meets a boy and they plan to marry. However, when she tells her father of their intentions, he tries to persuade them to call off the wedding. The help of her aunt, Anna continues with her plans, and one day her expensive wedding dress is delivered. Puts on the dress and runs happily through the house to find her father. Entering his study, she sees a reflection in a mirror. Her father hanging by a rope. He has just killed himself. Interesting where this one's going to go. Again, a brand new 4K transfer from the negatives. We got booklet in here. 56-minute interview with Stephen Thrower. God damn, he likes his Franco. Jesus. And a 20-page booklet where you got him there. So nice booklet. No lobbies yet. Just a nice booklet there. Very cool. Not seen this one. Yeah. Can check this one out. If you've seen it, let me know. And this one, again, another really cool cover. The Love Brides of the Blood Mummy. What a title. Reads like a Hammer film. But this one is a French-Spanish co-production directed by Ken Ruder. In ancient Egypt, the son of a high priest is sentenced to death for murder and mutilation of young women. His father uses the influence he has, have his son placed in a cataleptic state and sealed into a grand sarcophagus. Thousands of years later, in a castle in remote 19th century Cornwall, Lord Dartmoor, an eccentric practitioner of the black arts, opens the sarcophagus and brings the body back to life through the power of electricity. Oh man, that's going to be absolute hoot. I can tell that is so fun. It is in French or English audio, so there you go. That's good. Wow. Weighs an absolute ton. Truckload of lobby cards, big booklet on this one. Yeah, if you like all your extras, you got to get the red edition. So then you got to wait for the wide release editions to come out later with less cover options and none of the fancy bits. But you get the same movie, so there you go. And we've got a couple of Vinegar Syndromes. Well, not really Vinegar Syndromes. These are from their partner labels. First one here we have is Sampo. So if you liked the Ilya Muromets Russian film, which I really did enjoy, this one kind of follows up. It's a Finnish-Russian, Finnish-Soviet co-production. Haven't checked it out yet, but based on the previous film, it's going to be quite epic and grand. 1959, this movie came out, based on the Finnish national epic Kalevala. Petushko's ravishing mystical fantasy tells the story of a sinister witch, Louhi, who covets the Sampo, a magical rainbow-coloured mill that can produce endless salt, grain, and gold. That's probably it there, bright red. When the hero, Lemminkainen, attempts to stop her, Louhi literally steals the sun, plunging the world into eternal darkness. Finnish Soviet co-production and shot like its predecessor, Ilya Muromets, in gorgeous cinemascope. Sampo features some of Petushko's most surreal and fantastical imagery. It's got a glowing red horse, apparently. There's the other cover. So when I'm in the mood for something grand, look at that. Oh, it's great. Very detailed book there. This is appears to be a, same as Ilya Muromets. It had like a reproduction magazine. So there you go. Yeah, really cool. Very, very nice. Nice edition, and I said it's not really Vinegar Syndrome, this one. Who put this thing out? Oh, jeez, I can't read their logo. It's got a crocodile on it. It says Deaf Crocodile. That's right, Deaf Crocodile. Strange name. They did Ilya Muromets as well. So there's Sampo. Now, if you want to get this, go and look for it now, because Ilya Muromets sold out. At least the slip version with the booklet. So if you want this with the extras, go and check that they've still got a copy and go grab it. And the last one we'll check out here in this pile, again, Vinegar Syndrome adjacent. This is from Culture Shock. Raw Nerve, David Pryor on Blu-ray. It is a beautiful day to be alive. Quite an obscure one where we've moved on from Deadly Prey at this point. There's the back. I love that one. Both arts are cool. I kind of like that simplistic one. That one's very cartoony. This is the traditional cover. That was the VHS cover and was the cover of the DVD that I had. Yeah, this is finally in widescreen, unlike the DVD I had before. Race car driver Jimmy Clayton is having mind-shattering visions over and over. He sees young women ruthlessly murdered. He tries to go to the police as a witness to the latest murder, but they think he's crazy. An investigative reporter catches wind of Jimmy's tale and tries to help him put the blood-soaked pieces together. When Jimmy's little sister appears in one of his visions, Jimmy's world comes violently crashing down. So Culture Shock Releasing is the name of the company, but they sell it through Vinegar Syndrome. There's the disc. Reverse cover, slip. Yeah. Preservation of Raw Nerve created from a brand new 4K scan of a 35mm print, the only known film element in existence. Saved from a certain destruction in the early 90s by the editor Tony Malinowski. Yeah. So there you go, and it's a shame because most other David Pryor stuff, I don't know, maybe they were all caught up in the same certain for destruction. Because you've seen the Blu-rays of Deadly Prey, it's just the VHS that's been blown up. So I'm not really sure what's the go with all his films, why it's so difficult to get proper prints or negatives, but anyway. Raw Nerve, this one we've got. Onto the final pile, and I'm losing my voice, so let's get into this one quick. This one has come out a couple of years ago. It came out in a fancy media book, and it was right at the time where I simply couldn't get it. There was no real easy way for me in Australia to get it. Amazon Germany wasn't shipping to us. I found a copy on eBay. They wanted extortionate prices. I waited. Now Amazon Germany ships to us, and as well as that, there is a regular Amaray case edition of this. Hooray! Snake Eater Trilogy 1, 2, and 3 on Blu-ray from German company NSM, who is a record company, but they do films as well. These films are stranger than you might think. I rewatched the first Snake Eater, and look, it starts off like you're watching Cobra or something, and it just gets weirder and weirder, and the second film is no different. The second film's got a wheelchair battle. Lorenzo Lamas, it's not the action film that you might think. It's got action set pieces in it. It's got some strange, like, redneck stuff going on in the first film. Like, they're strange films, but I had to have them. The American DVDs were full screen, very old Lionsgate DVDs, very hard to get now. Sold them off and effectively have paid for the Blu-ray. So there you go. 3 separate discs, which is nice. Really, really nice artwork on those. You can get various editions on MediaBook, like I said, with various different artworks. I'm quite happy with this one. That was the original poster artwork for the first film. Snake Eater Tale 1, 2, and 3. Parts 1, 2, and 3. Can't read the back, it's all in German, but I did do a review of at least the first 2 films on my website a long time ago. So explosiveaction.com. Go and check out Snake Eater reviews for more. But I can confirm the Blu-rays are proper Blu-rays. They're not upscales. They look fantastic. Proper HD. It just took a German company to do it. Now that I've bought it, Vinegar Syndrome is likely to do a VSA release, of course. But anyway, that's what happens. But I'm happy with that release. It's really, really good. This one, company called TVP. They've been putting out a few interesting Hong Kong films on Blu-ray, and I managed to get one of them a while ago through eBay, but this film just eluded me. I couldn't find it. I could only find it on what is that website called? D&T, I think it's called, or DTM or something, and their shipping to Australia is terrible. And again, the whole Amazon Germany story, but now I can, and it was there. They still had copies. Amazon Germany. Drug Connections, also called A Man from Holland. I've never seen it, but the trailer looked absolutely bonkers. Great looking thing. I can show you the cover, I think. There you go. That is not Leo Fong. It does look like him, but it's not. It is... who is it? I had to look it up, because damn thing's in German. Can't remember. I'm going to put the name there. That's who it is in Drug Connection. But anyway, it just looks amazing. Man from Holland. Just 80s Hong Kong action. None of this I can read. There you go. But it looks fun, so I'm keen to check it out. It says Joseph Lai and Godfrey Ho on the back here. Was this directed by Godfrey Ho? I don't know. I'll put some info here in English because I can't read any of it in German, which is a shame, but you know, nice media book, and the presentation on this, that's the main thing. It looks great. It's a 3-disc edition too, which is ridiculous. So you get Man from Holland, Drug Connection Blu-ray, and then over here you get the standard version DVD in widescreen and an extended version DVD in full screen. So I'm not too sure what's extended about it. Does it say here on the back? Doesn't say. It just says 88 minutes, and I think that covers the normal edition. So there you go. Limited to 333 copies. I got 322, and that's after a couple of years. So there you go. There might be other covers as well. Drug Connection. Last things we got left as I'm rolling my sleeves up. My voice is going. Couple of box sets. Got the latest one from Vinegar Syndrome's Forgotten Jali. Love these box sets. Really been in a Jalo mood of late. And these 3 are ones I had on DVD from Camera Obscura. So I'd already seen these films. And they looked great because Camera Obscura do really good, nice prints. I had 2 of them on DVD, Tropic of Cancer and 9 Guests for a Crime are on DVD, but White Dress for Marielle, I had that on Blu-ray. Yeah, now I've got the Vinegar Syndrome box, so I let those ones go. But we're getting pretty deep into, you know, obscure giallo territory at this point, if you've not heard these films. 9 Guests for a Crime, love the covers. Tropic of Cancer, this one's quite weird. And White Dress for Marielle, it's probably the best one. It's also got another name. Is actually written here or not? It's not. Again, I'll put it up there or down there. That's the other name. But yeah, happy with these ones. Really, really nice. It's number 5 now. Number 5. Wonderful doing these sets. Probably my favorite thing coming out of Vinegar Syndrome right now, except for when they just go, we're going to release Cynthia Rothrock Blu-rays. That's absolutely, you know, you can't beat that. But that's the VSA stuff. My favorite traditional Vinegar Syndrome stuff at the moment is these Forgotten Jali sets. Amazing, number 5. Not talking too much about them. You can go and look them up. I'm losing my voice. And the last box set, this one I also got from the Dead End sale. Severin do these great box sets. They actually take quite a while to sell out, and I waited enough time on this one that I got it for at least a third of the price off, which was outstanding for me. 70 Australian dollars I paid for this, which was a significant discount. It was more around about the 120 when it first came out. So yeah, Nasty Habits, get it? Nun pun. Christiana Devil Nun, Story of a Cloistered Nun, Images in a Convent, and the True Story of Nun Monza. Nunsploitation. Another great box set. There's Devil Nun, Christiana Devil Nun. This one is directed by Sergio Bergonzelli. There you go. Story of a Cloistered Nun. This one is by Domenico Paolella. You know what you're getting with these films, right? You're getting nude nuns and lesbian nuns, and I'll cover up a little bit of that one. Images of a convent. This one is Joe D'Amato. So this one's going to be... I can't show you the back. I cannot show you the back of this one. The whole thing makes you want to take a shower with a nun. Sums that one up. And the last one, which was eventually... I think was this... No, it was the Joe D'Amato was the one that sold me on it. No, it was this one, because the name on here is the AKA, and there's a helicopter going above telling me to end this video. The North American Blu-ray premiere of Nun of Monza, directed by Bruno Mattei. Oh man. Bruno Mattei and writer Claudia Fragrasso took the oft-filmed story of 17th century heiress turned sinful sister Mariana del Leyva and transformed its themes of religious political hypocrisy into a celebration of desecration that remains one of the most bizarre, extreme, blatantly blasphemous films in the genre. People from Cannibal Ferox, Hell of the Living Dead, Emmanuel and Francesca, Beyond the Darkness, none of Monza. More Bruno. It's in Italian. Golden Age. We got box set of nun films. Madness. And that's my update. That's my Blu-ray and DVD update. Wow, we got there in the end. Quite a steaming pile of movies here. We went from Chuck Norris, we went into children's films, we went into UFO abductions, we went to nuns. What a collection to show today. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you did. Let me know any of the films you've seen. Let's get a conversation going in the comments. Please like, subscribe, check out this thing, check out that thing. I'll see you next time.